Hey guys. So, Virgos, I was actually not going to do this extra little bonus read tonight, but I just did a bonus one for Libra. And interestingly enough, right as I ended Libras, it was 11:11 on the clock. And I was like, should I go ahead and do a Virgo one? And I was like, well, it's 11:11. I have to. So while I was typing in Virgo to get this one set up, it was still 11:11. So I don't know, but I just thought let's go ahead and do one. That's a fun number. So here's the way I'm doing this. What is the issue? And then what's the area of growth? So the issue begins with the Fool card in the upright. The Fool card's a great card, especially in the upright. But if the issue is somebody taking a leap of faith, this could be somebody who is maybe too wild. Maybe somebody takes too many not very planned. This could be like impulsive. This could be the kinds of things that somebody just jumps in and does without really giving it enough deep thought. Or this could be that someone needs to take a leap of faith and is not. Eight of Swords in the reverse. No, the issue is somebody needs to free themselves and just go for it. That's what it looks like. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about this. I mean, and I don't know, I'm not intending this to be like a love story or not. It's whatever comes out. Wow. 10 of Swords. So the issue here is somebody needs to take the leap of faith, free themselves from something, end something before. And, here's the thing. If taking a leap of faith, setting themselves free and ending something, that almost sounds like somebody has to leave a situation in order to go towards something else, right? Something new. That's what this is starting to look like. So that's what the issue is, meaning the blockage, the obstacle, the thing that needs to be dealt with. Okay, so we have a 6 of Cups, and then we also have that King of Cups, but the King is in the reverse. So to me, if the issue is somebody needs to take a leap of faith, they need to end something, they need to unblock themselves, it is so that they can go toward their happiness. It's so that they can have, I always think of this as like the playmate card. We want to have this new playmate. We want to have, look at this as a child that's, swinging on the swing. They've got no shoes on. The wind goes through their toes. It's joyful, right? 6 of Cups is a soulmate energy. But it's as if somebody has to either open up to this sense of freedom, which means they got to either let go of somebody that wasn't very loving, or they have to release something here. I'm not really sure. To me, it looks like somebody needs to be open to allowing a soulmate into their life, but maybe that they need to go toward that soulmate. But it's either that someone's still holding back their emotions, even though they know what they want. This could be a King of Cups that's refusing to open up to the soulmate that they want to be with because they got to end something else somewhere in order to go move toward that person. Or this is all about one person who's got to free themselves from someone that didn't love them, the memory of someone that, didn't open up to them emotionally, didn't give them something that was emotionally satisfying. They've got to allow themselves to get back into the swing of things, like literally into the swing of things, to open up to meeting a new soulmate, to open up to meeting any soulmate at all. Let's look at the area of growth in regards to this situation. Let's use this deck. So an area of growth, interesting, because an area of growth here is I have learned how to hold back a little bit. This could be like bit by bit. We're not pining over somebody. Bit by bit, we are getting more comfortable saying, no, I realize where I went wrong. Maybe I was overinvested in a situation that, if someone wasn't really able to give to me, maybe that's an area of growth. I now have a better way of evaluating, because this is that King of Wands in reverse. It can be very egotistical. But we also have this Death card in the reverse. If I want to say, my interpretation on this is someone is growing in the sense that they are knowing now, I don't have to overgive in a situation. And I certainly don't need to, how do I say this? Just because I'm not going to overgive doesn't mean that there was something wrong with me and I need to revamp everything about who I am. The Death card in the reverse says, well, it's not actually a major transformation. It simply is refining our energy just a little bit, just pulling back a little bit. Who we are is beautiful. What we want to give to a partner is beautiful, but we don't necessarily need to just give it to any old person if they are proving that they're not really worthy of it, or they can't be trusted to hold our heart in their hands. Because this person seems to be kind of all about themselves. So, and we might also be looking and saying, hey, I can see where maybe I had some ego, but I kind of feel like this is evaluating someone else's behavior and saying, okay, I am growing in the sense that I now know when I see someone that is kind of all about themselves, I don't have to overgive to them. Now, I also don't have to cut them off with that death card in the reverse. I don't have to say, never mind, you're not someone I want to be around, because people change, right? But I don't need to invest too much of myself until I know for sure who this person is. So I kind of just feel like this is, we've learned something here. We have an Empress in the reverse. Yeah, it's definitely about not overgiving, I think. Empress in the reverse, we could also realize that maybe we wanted something really badly and it wasn't working out, and that made us feel less than. And it's like, wait. I'm not going to give away my power so much that anybody else makes me feel less than. Libra Taurus energy there. This is kind of an interesting story because I can't quite put my finger on, is it, wow, we've got a 3 of Cups in the reverse. We got the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Again, I'm asking about areas of growth, and we keep seeing, well, I'm not going to keep giving away my power because every time I do, it depletes me and then I feel less than. I think that somebody is really learning something so valuable about if a person that we care about can't choose us above all others, we don't want to beat ourselves up and be like, I gave so much and they still didn't choose me, so what I gave must not have been good enough, and now I've depleted myself and now I feel bad about me. That is like a totally like mistaken viewpoint, and that's what we're growing beyond that. We're saying that's not how it was at all. It's easy to slip into that and feel not very good about ourselves, but this is where we're becoming aware of it, because I'm asking about the areas of growth. I think this has been a major lesson here. Okay, so if we're having that kind of growth, because that's pretty massive, what do we have? What's happening with that situation? Let's go back to our first part of the storyline where we just talked about the issue. What's happening there? Okay, so we have a 6 of Pentacles in the upright, but we also have the Judgment, and unfortunately the Judgment is in the negative aspect. So what I mean by that is, with this Judgment card, what we see is, instead of this beautiful like baby going to be born, we have like a little skull in here. So it's as if, I hate to say it, but it looks like the situation, the issue is showing back up with like intimating that, oh, I'm ready to be in a relationship now, but is still one-sided possibly, or this is not the reconciliation the way we would have hoped it would be. If somebody comes in and says that I want to have equal give and take now, it still may not be coming out in a way that feels like this is truly a new beginning and this is what I asked for and this is the way I would like it to be. Now, I have to say, because I got to be fair about this, this could also be if the issue is all in our lead character, and our lead character's issue is, I know that I need to be willing to meet a new soulmate. I know that I need to get past a person from my past that couldn't open up to me, didn't give me love. The only problem here is that we say, yes, I'm really ready to give to another, new person, but we might still secretly be holding out hope that that ex comes back in. And that can be a little bit of a problem here. So it could be us that is still secretly holding on just a little bit, or it could be that they actually do kind of show back up, but it could still bring in more of that same old energy. Let me get one more on that. Did I say 1? I apparently meant 3 because that's what we got. We got a 9 of Swords, but in the positive. Our stress is being alleviated. We have the 4 of Wands in the upright. And we have a 4 of Cups where this is not a missed opportunity. Okay, we do have change here. However, this is smoothing out. It is smoothing out in a really big way. We are able to now open ourselves up to either a do-over with this person. We might have been worried that should I give them another chance? Is this going to be more of the same? This actually looks like the issue could be getting pretty beautifully resolved. We're not stressed out anymore, or at least we're not stressed out about the idea of relationships, and we're not worried that we're going to always have a repeat or that we're always going to miss out on a great love. Now, this could still be this particular duo, though, comes back together. Interesting, because we've been seeing, like, if the issue was that one person couldn't quite let go of something, it might have been that they didn't know how to open up their emotions. If this person figures out how, and they do return, because this can be a return of a soulmate, if they figure out how to do that, I can see why we would, even though there's a little bit of concern, like, wow, are we getting back together for the wrong reason? Or is this temporary that they're going to give equally and open up and then they're going to clam up again? This actually looks like no. Our worries diminish day by day. The connection deepens. This is an 1111 card. And this is not a missed opportunity after all. This could be amazing. Let's just one more time on the area of growth, because we've seen that kind of like, I think we've come to a conclusion that we're not going to, no matter what happens in any romance or any relationship hereafter, we're not going to let what does or doesn't work out make us feel so low or so bad about ourselves that we're like, gosh, I just must not be very abundant. Maybe I shouldn't be with anyone, because I feel like that's what we've already grown beyond. So our confidence is up no matter what. So we already have better confidence here. But let's just take a look at anything else in that area of growth. We have the 5 of Wands in the positive side, meaning instead of it being argumentative, this is like, playful. We can work through stuff. I feel comfortable, chit-chatting with my partner. And even if we don't see eye to eye, we'll keep chewing on it until we figure out amicably what we both want. We'll find common ground. So we have like a comfort zone here that even if there's conflict, it doesn't mean that it's going to lead to the end of a relationship. We have a 2 of Swords, and this 2 of Swords, there is still a little bit of blockage here because we do still have a 6 of Cups in the reverse. If, again, we're talking all about growth, if this has been an area that I almost feel like maybe these two can now openly talk about, and maybe both of these people thought, hey, because we used to have some conflict, we used to have some issues, I was convinced that you wouldn't stay with me. I was convinced that you didn't really want to be with me, because this is like, I was blocked. Here again with that 6 of Cups, only in the reverse aspect, we see this, like it almost woke up our inner child and made us worry that we'd be abandoned, even convinced ourselves that we'd be abandoned. Both people may have actually thought that. And if that's an area of growth that both people are able to admit, hey, this is how I felt. I always felt like you were going to dip out on me. I never felt like you really opened up. And each person is like, well, I didn't really open up because I thought you weren't going to stay with me. I thought you'd dip out on me. This may have been a situation where two people behaved in a very, very similar fashion. Same worries, same fears, feeling not good enough, feeling like, yeah, but when something doesn't work out, things that haven't worked out in the past, it must be because of me. I must not be good enough for somebody to stay with. I feel like that's been an underlying fear, but it turns out it might have been that way for both people. Now it starts to make more sense why we've seen fears that keep popping up, and then it looks really good, and then we get a card of fear, and then everything else looks really good. It's almost like they keep, if it was like a dial on a radio, it's like the needle keeps getting pulled. Instead of staying in the middle where it's like balanced, the needle keeps getting pulled by one or the other with their fears. But remember how I said I started this at 1111, and here is the 1111 card. That would make sense if these two mirror each other quite a bit, because they're actually very, very well matched. Both people seem to want the same thing, but both people, even when things start to go good, they get scared. And it's like, oh God, but what if this doesn't work out? If this was a situation where maybe neither one of them thought that the other one was willing to take a risk and take a leap of faith on the other one, maybe both of them thought, well, you didn't really open up, so I didn't really know how you felt about me. That's what it's looking like in this story. And that makes sense. And the reason I'm reading it that way also is because we have the soulmate card twice. We have mirrored energy. It does seem to me like we've had two people that had the same worries that would pop up, probably because they had similar past, unpleasant situations that happened to them. But it kind of looks beautiful. It looks like these two are able to get through that. It's looking like these two have an opportunity to get beyond their worries, their fears. That's actually really nice. I mean, maybe this is not about romance. Maybe this is just about, two people helping each other out as friends. Maybe they're coworkers, colleagues, they work together, but they're giving each other like advice. They're telling each other like, what do you mean you're terrific at your job? Whatever this is, it is confidence building between two people. The reason I'm saying maybe it's not romantic is because soulmates certainly don't have to be romantic. They can be many different relationships for us. And the Four of Wands can be more about business related stuff. It doesn't have to be about romance. I mean, I feel like this is more of a romance read, but it doesn't have to be. Ultimately, it could be that there is someone who you and them, both of you, are like elevating each other, reassuring each other, making each other feel more valuable and more secure in any aspect of life, who we are, what our skills are at work, how we communicate, or as lovers. So it's really nice to see two people are actually building each other up. That's beautiful. Anyway, as always, guys, these are just stories. I am not a psychic. I am a writer who writes without a pen. Thank you. If you enjoy this, please do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for being a part of my channel. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, for subscribing to my channel, all that stuff. It helps my free channel to continue to grow. So it means the world to me. If you guys are watching these videos, please do take the time to hit the thumbs up button because it helps my channel to grow. And it lets me know you guys liked it. And that actually, it's like, okay, cool, then I'll keep doing this. So thank you guys again. Ton, thank you very much. I am absolutely honored that you stopped by. Very nice. Hey, Jose, you popped by here also. Very cool. Janae, did I say your name right? Hold on. Janan? Forgive me if I said your name terribly. I apologize, but thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for letting me fumble. Anyway, you guys have a beautiful evening. Sorry, I know I'm trashed. I was outside a bunch with my dog. So, all right. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.